Alright, next let's see right hand. Yes, not bad. But please remember that you still need to be careful.
Yes, I will. By the way, Master, I still haven't received the patrol route for today.
Look, Kale, today's patrol will be a long one, so you won't be coming along this time.
But I have a vision too! Am I useless to everyone now?
Don't talk like that, Kale. This is not something you need to be worrying about right— Ah, there you are. Feeling any better?
Yeah, since we'll be staying here for now, we thought we might as well try lending a hand around here.
Seems you're not the type to sit back and take it easy for a while, huh? And if you're feeling up to it, you can be responsible for cleaning the Statue of the Seven.
Tenari, we're ready to head out.
Roger, I'll be right there. Alright, we'll be heading in—
Yes, you can count on me.
So, Kale, what exactly— Tighnari mentioned cleaning the statue just now?
Well, a forest ranger's responsibilities can be pretty diverse. They handle a variety of tasks, like checking the condition of outlying roads, maintaining forest facilities, ensuring fire prevention standards are met, and providing assistance to travelers and locals. As for Master, well, he has to handle more dangerous areas of the rainforest. Today we can perform routine checks on the pathway lamps as we make our way to the Statue of the Seven. Paimon, traveler, this way! You can leave the task of checking the lamps to me. In the meantime, you two can keep an eye out for anything unusual. Nothing wrong with these two lamps. Let's move to the next ones. Oh, this lamp seems to be getting a little wobbly. Let me make a note of it. No problems with this lamp. Good. The Statue of the Seven is up on top of that large rock formation. It's pretty high up there, isn't it? Don't worry. If you're afraid you can't make it up there, I'm sure Master would— Oh? I guess I'll leave it up to you then.
Paimon will fly up with you and help you with those hard to— by the way, Kale—
that depends.
Huh? Oh, is that—
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was Sumeru's first Dendro Archon. She created the rainforest as well as the wall of Samiel around the desert. Her works provided a means of peaceful living for everyone. To the people of Sumeru, she's not only a symbol of wisdom, but also of power and kindness. Unfortunately, she disappeared in a great calamity that occurred a few hundred years ago. According to what Master has told me, the sages later found the newly born Dendro Archon and whisked her back to Sumeru. To celebrate the reinstatement of their lost deity, the sages dubbed her Lesser Lord Kusanali and let her reside in the sanctuary of Sarastana.
Then what—
Well, and then... I'm not—
Huh? You're not too sure? But aren't you from Sumeru?
Yeah, I'm from Sumeru.
Maybe it's difficult to discuss this topic with strangers. If the—
No, it's not that. I'm not trying to hide something from you. Anyway, you two know Amber, right?
Wait, Amber? You mean—
Yes, that's her. I once lived in Mondstadt for a while, and she helped me a lot during that time. You could even say that she helped me become as no one like Amber. She lives life to the fullest while always adhering to her strong sense of justice. She's ready to answer the call for action at any moment. If you ask me, she's a prime example of a true outrider. She's the first person anyone coming to Mondstadt will meet. You can't help but be enthralled. Sorry.
Paimon thought the work of Outriders was a little different from what you just described, but one thing's for sure, you really like Amber.
Sorry. I was rambling on just now. It must have sounded kinda weird.
It's alright, Kale. Knowing that you're a friend of Amber somehow makes Paimon suddenly feel a lot closer to you. So, how do you know that we've met Amber?
Well, after I returned to Sumeru, Amber and I have stayed in touch. In one letter, she mentioned that Mondstadt was attacked by a fearsome dragon, but the city was saved by a mysterious blonde traveler and their floating companion. I knew you two were the ones she mentioned in the letter the moment I saw you. But, considering everything you've been through that day...
So that...
Yep, so please know that you two have my... I wish I could tell you more about the Dendroarchon, but I have been away...
That's alright. You've already helped us a lot. We had never even heard of Greater Lord Ruka.
Oh, I'm happy that was helpful. There is one thing I want to ask, though. Why do you two want to know about the Dendroarchon? So that's why you're here.
Don't mention it. We are friends after all, right? Alright, we haven't...
You both have my thanks.
Huh. Now that Paimon looks at it, the deity that's carved up... Do you think she's supposed to be Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? Or Lesser Lord Kusa? The name does seem to fit the statue. Well, anyway, we'll have to figure... Let's get started on cleaning the statue. Nice work. That's one clean statue. Let's head down and meet up with Kale.
Welcome back!
Yay! Food! What kind? Hey! Don't be a party pooper! It's not like Kale is a stranger or anything. Besides, the best way to come...
I prepared a nice portable dish that forest rangers like...
No! You dropped it!
Not to worry. I wrapped a few layers of oiled paper around each pita. They should be fine.
Oh, whew. But... Those pitas are amazing! You're quite... Thank goodness you wrapped them in paper. Paimon wouldn't have been able to sleep at night.
You really know how to compliment the chef, Paimon. Since you liked it so much, I'll be sure to give you a copy of the recipe sometime.
Oh, yay! Thanks, Kale! It's hard to believe...
Oh!
Kale, don't you think that Tighnari's a little too strict with you? Paimon knocks stuff over all the time flying around the Traveler, but she's never said anything.
No, you've got the wrong idea about Master. Sure, I've heard the veteran rangers say that Master is from some ancient and mysterious race that is known... Oh, by the way, you've heard of the Academia, right? Well, there's a group... Well, anyway, because Master does a lot of research on plants. Sages from the Academia have written it, but Master declines their offers every time, saying, Sumeru City is too noisy. It seems you already know him well. Anyway, Master could obviously have a bright future in the Academia, but he insists on sticking to the path of a Forest Watcher. In fact, Master's the one who taught me how to make pita.
Really? Paimon would have never guessed that. Oh, speaking of Tighnari, he was the one who took care of you after finding you passed out yesterday. He even carried you. Paimon's still kinda upset, though. He kept scolding.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Master might have been overreacting a little. But, it's mostly because Paimon wouldn't stop yelling, Why, oh why? Is she going to die?
Hey! Don't laugh! Paimon was genuinely concerned about you. Hey! Now even Kale's starting to laugh. Ugh, that's it! Paimon won't forget this. It's time for some pun...
No! Don't touch me!
Kale, are you okay? What's the matter?
No, I'm fine. Oh, well, it's getting late now. Let's...
Huh? What was up with Kale just now? And why is she in such a hurry all of...
Traveler, you've returned.
Yep, we're back!
Oh,
Oh, okay. Paimon was thinking all night about what happened with Kale, and still can't figure out what the problem might be. Maybe she's in a better mood now. Let's go check on her.
Ah, it's you two. I was just about to go look for you.
Huh? Tighnari? What are you doing here? Where's Kale?
I came to check on Kale's condition.
You mean she's sick? How could she be... Oh, wait.
No need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. The sickness is some... Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much so to be... I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a friend for some time.
So, Tighnari...
Let's take this conversation.
Shh! Kale's
All right, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized that you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now. I've also heard all about... So, just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because Kale, and honestly speaking, I was against Kale revealing, but she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity.
So, Tighnari, what exactly...
Right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted...
Elazar?
Yes, it's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and hardened scale. At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on the affected area of the skin. How, in its final stages, the disease strips a person of the ability to control their own body.
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be acting a little clumsy earlier?
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is precisely why I do not want her carrying. With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progresses to a more... Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the Fatui after one of their...
What?
It appears you are already familiar with them. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Kale and brought her to me for care said that she had been given to a harbinger known as the Doctor. I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but her case of Elazar was completely stable for all the years that Kale was with them. However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Kale is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful, but...
Oh, Paimon had no idea Kale's been through...
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring...
She doesn't need to apologize.
Well said. I hope you'll get a... Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships.
Don't worry, Tainari. We'll take good care of her.
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself, though I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though a moderate amount of physical exercise is always necessary. Alright, now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest to find...
Yeah, we'd like to...
Alright, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for someone who's still recovering like the Traveler.
No problem!
Let's go then. We'll be looking for a plant known as Lunar Lotus.
Hey, Tainari? Where...
Lunar Lotus can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows right here around Gandharvaville.
Given the name, it sounds like we should be looking for it in the water.
You are correct. Lunar Lotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water's surface. Quite an attractive species, if you ask me. The large petals are actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. Take the Kalpalata, for example. The plant is not a lotus at all, but rather a vine. And then there's the Sumeru rose, which is not a rose, completely contrary to its name.
Oh, okay then. Note to Paimon, never bring up the topic of flowers with Tainari.
There should be lunar lotuses growing somewhere in this area. If you could manage to gather 4 of them, we'll rendezvous here once you've gathered...
Alright! Hey, Tainari! We found the lotus...
Let me take a look. Good. I'm quite glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time here. It seems we even have enough time to stock up on some other things I need.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, Tainari! Someone's calling your name!
Ah yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too long ago? Let's go find out what's going on.
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at Gandharvaville.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already clear. Can you tell me the exact
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the...
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry.
No one in our patrol team had a vision.
Okay, I understand.
Wait, Tainari! Why don't you let us help you?
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru range. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife and even...
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. I wasn't kidding when I said the rainfall. As Amir said, only someone with a vision, that is, the power to manipulate elements, will be able to resist the withering's corrosive effect.
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, we first make a record of the location and then have only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry, she may not have a vision, but she's a real pro at using the power of the elements.
It seems the rumors about you are true. In that case, all right, we typically only teach visitors how to identify the withering as they're about to leave Gandharvaville. We'll make... Stop. Don't move any further. Look there in the distance.
Huh? Where? Oh, Paimon.
That is the withering. All right, traveler. We're going to have to enter that withering. Thank you. But I must warn you. Don't push yourself. Even with elemental powers, once you step inside the withering zone, you may experience extreme discomfort. You ready then? Let's go. First, we must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone.
Gather!
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor.
Out of the way! Ow!
Gather!
The fuse is lit!
Now, destroy the tumors of the withering.
We did it! Everything's returned.
Yes, thanks to you two. We were...
Tainari? You make it sound like we did well, but why does...
It's that obvious, huh? Recently, the rate at which the withering zone appears has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly clear that, if that simply meant more work for me, then, for instance, even this presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants, and most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started to increase.
Huh? Well, why is that?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. By the way, have you heard of Irminsul before? Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense. You can basically think of it as a large tree that grows down. I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul. Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul. The Dendro Archon is known as the God of Wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. And as for the withering, it's immersed. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. I'm afraid we rangers will be battling the withering zones here. All right, that's enough on this topic for the time being. Now that we've taken care...
Oh, Tainari, you all made it back. How did it...
The withering zone you reported has been... Wait, is that... Oh no, Hypatia!
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember...
Oh, her? How could we forget?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Huh?
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you, she must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since...
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey...
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew. Needless to say, Hypatia's been through. I've got some emergency ration.
Wait, you want
Let's find out. So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? You're not... Wait! How'd you know that she'd be okay?
Back when we were clearing the Withering Zone, I observed that she could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsul's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what you saw while you were unconscious? That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Though I don't intend to apologize for deceiving, because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for the nation of Sumeru, but my forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now that duty has fallen to me, it was part of my responsibilities to... Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my confidence, and I no longer feel the need to hide any... When you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsul. What you... I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of Spirit Borneal are aimed...
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us? Seriously, she completely ignored us the last...
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that time, she must have... Please, wait here for a moment. Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia. As well, also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. No. I should be the one thanking you.
Hypatia should still be in the cave. What's... Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing. Hello? Hypatia? Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area. Hypatia, there's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Huh? Wait, why does it look... Huh? Hot things out here and... What happened? Really? Oh... This is huge! I knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
crumble!
This is getting weirder by the minute! Hey! What's the matter? You don't look so good!
Stabilize! Order guide you!
Propagate! Time for a light show! Teamwork is strength! Fuse is lit!
Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it! We faced others like him before! What's wrong this time?
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your brother. Oh, pitiful. His Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in his eyes is that of the bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. But don't you fret now. Today will be...
What do we do? Oh, there she is! Quick, let's see how...
So...
Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her? Are you okay? Anyways, we can talk about this later. Whoa! Wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around her.
Who's there? Tainari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can...
I see. So, your friend, I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me.
Well, we were kind of wondering about that actually. When we found...
Oh, really? I seem to understand now.
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So, you're able to see them too?
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler.
No, I actually do believe what the Traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before and ended up scaring. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in order.
So, Hypatia, just what kind of creature is...
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of deeper connection with the dead. I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Irminsul. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind was racing with all the knowledge that I had touched. And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure at the opening of the cave. In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me approaching them. They just kept doing whatever they were up to. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh! And then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen. I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby a few days later. And they weren't alone. I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have expected them to save me. Yes, no doubt about that. By the way, Tainari mentioned in his letter that you had questions for me regarding Irminsul. Sorry about that. Sounds like just drinking juice still isn't quite enough for my stomach.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Anyway, looks like we'll need to prepare something ourselves. Alright, we're out, Traveler. Today's menu will...
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly... Here we go!
us and... Oh, it smells amazing! And the box is a nice touch, too! Let's go serve this up and start eating with Hypatia!
Are you already finished cooking? Smells delectable. I'm truly thankful whenever I can enjoy a proper meal like this. Cooking really... Even though everything you mentioned was in Tighnari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make Spirit-Born Ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to the Dendro Archon's power. Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers naturally. Anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person.
Makes sense.
That was primarily due to her body's unique constitution. Taking in any scent similar to the ingredients of Spirit-Born Ale would cause adverse effects. Not to worry though, it appears you've already fully recovered. Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon, but unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, I must admit, I am quite envious of your ability.
Whoa, you're really...
I am a researcher after all. As a member of the Ratawe Starshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the... Which is why I must turn... If only my percept... I am currently in the stage of training. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations... That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that our minds will be calm, while minimizing...
Whoa! So knowledge from Irminsul can be super dangerous! Aren't you afraid of the risks, Hypatia?
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without even the sound of insects. However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the Dendro Archon. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the God of Wisdom.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of...
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Huh. Is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxiety, the fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. Sure enough, I never dreamed again. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recalled back then. I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be, but I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming isn't as bad as we've made it out to be. Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City. They'll look at you as if you've lost your mind.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things she saw when she connected with Irminsul?
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can... World for... If only I could ascend past Satyavada life and begin Paripurna life. If you two are ever in the air, there's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides...
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks...
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to bury. I understand that you're as Sage Kage.
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining.
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I am merely a forest watcher. How could the great minds of the
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter had some implications on your master's reputation.
I see. Huh. And I figured that
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this.
And what exactly does my master need of me, Sage Kage?
You'll know once you've arrived in Sumeru City that...
And how long will I be required to stay?
There's no definite answer.
Do you mean to tell me that despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, if that's the case, then I'm afraid I cannot give you a
Tainari, but you...
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Tainari, what was that?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project, but I had to refuse on account of all my response. But all that can wait. How did things go with Hypatia?
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound.
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason for you to tarry here longer.
That's right! We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for...
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any advice for you there.
Well, do you at least know anyone we can try asking and
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City have been fairly How about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Amurta Darshan and is adept at gathering information. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here.
Oh? What is it?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. It's a tool produced by the academia that utilizes, needless to say, this device and its usage.
Great! Next up, Sumeru City! That's right! Tainari, we have something important to say to Kale before...
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some... She knew you two would be leaving soon, so she must have...
Thanks, Tainari. All right, let's go!
Farewell. And good luck to you.
Never mind.
Thanks for waiting here just to see us off.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duty. And, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition, but I guess now I understand that the most...
There's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you for trusting us enough to be your friends and sharing your past. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because we're friends and we care about you.
Thank you. That means a lot. Before you leave, I have something for you.
Oh? What is it?
It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy, remember? My handwriting is a little, messy, so please don't laugh.
Yay! Thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those scrumptious little pitas whenever and wherever we like.
I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in Gandharvaville. Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please visit Gandharvaville again. The Rangers will always be ready to assist you here. Time for a light show! Sumeru City! Oh, did you see that? When those people entered the city, something on their heads...
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha. But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides each traveler to Sumeru City with a... Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's lasting legacy. After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia... As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need. I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective in large cities.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tainari was telling us about.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. Here are your Akasha terminals. Please handle them with care.
It kinda looks like a...
To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself.
Oh, so if this little doodad lets you access knowledge, maybe we can use it to find a way to meet Lesser Lord Kus... May the mighty God bless... Whoa! Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing! It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam! You get...
Exactly. That is the power of the Akasha. And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Okay, now that we're in, we can check the Akasha about less... 500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from within some scorched ruins. The deity now... Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like... Paimon's brain is exhausted. Oh, smart idea! But what are you going to ask it? You too? Huh. Could it be Paimon's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. Well, seems no matter which way we try, he's from Sumeru and even has a position in the... Let's see. Kainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope. Oh, it's not far from the city's gate. Hello, are you Rohawi?
Yes, that's me.
Great! You see, Kainari said to...
What? Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't produce the most convincing...
Here, this is a...
Oh, let me see. Ah! Ooh, what a relief. You two nearly scared the life. Seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information.
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanagi.
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly my area of expertise, but let me see what I can find in the Akasha. Sorry, the Akasha didn't respond.
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that? Paimon was sure you'd be...
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher. The Akasha doesn't see it. All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the Sanctuary of Source.
Huh. Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors.
Aw, but then what can we do?
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing here. You could certainly try asking around. And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not in this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha, and things you can never... Take me, for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every... Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things... Hey, come on! This is a survival skill at the...
Oh, so what do we do now? Even if we want to talk to someone, huh? Like who? Oh, you're right! Catherine! The Adventurers Guild has its own intel network!
Astra Abyssosque. Hello,
Catherine, we need your help with...
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is...
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kus...
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. Understood. I apologize, but I am unable... Please do not worry. I may know of someone who can help you in Sumeru. The Adventurers Guild does not serve. They take on an Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses. Not
Corps of 30?
Supposedly. They are named Asphalt. An advisor with the Corps of 30 maintains good relations with the... If you'd like to get in contact with him, you're welcome.
All right, off to the Citadel of Rizzo we go!
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you two.
It's nice to meet you, Oscar.
I see. So, Catherine's the... Ha! It's true that...
Wait, seriously?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terrible. We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our own two hands to carve out. It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think most
Oh? Why's that?
Just take the academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule in their eyes. She was the one who founded Sumeru. Because of the academia's influence, most citizens, not to mention that lesser Lord Kusanali.
Really? Aww.
Ha! But who knows? We're all just guessing when it comes down to it. Besides,
All right. Well...
no problem.
Seems Osfond was right about most people's attitudes here. Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems. Isn't there at least...
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Huh? Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived. Oh, I'm sorry.
Whoa, really?
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation... Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, panicked by what he heard, the man journeyed in despair.
Okay,
And then, at that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact... Oh, Archons, along your journey, we were in...
Yeah, thanks, Dunyarzad.
Of course. I'm terribly sorry, but...
Hey, wait! What the... It looks like there's...
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple tie? Yes, that's her.
Yeah!
Quick, after her!
That should keep him busy for...
The sight of showers always brightens my day.
There you are, Dunyarzad! We thought you might have been long gone.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me there.
You can relax now.
Really? Uh-oh, looks like they're...
Huh?
No, wait, my body isn't in the... Okay, sounds...
All right, let's...
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait, stand down, Dia.
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on...
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
Wait a sec! Who the heck are you? And why are you shooing?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so long that your parents are worried.
And if I refuse?
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry you like a sack of potatoes.
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want...
Stay out of this. You don't understand the situation. Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employers. I have to...
How much?
Wait, what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again.
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against my principles. That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from my employer, but My conscience was also telling me it's the right, and knowing your health.
No, you're wrong. And I know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been living with... Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father. And I'm grateful for Ep because she saved me. This is my life and my last chance. So I want to do...
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now?
Yes, I'm sure. At least...
Fine, I won't ask you to return, but let me make something very...
Thank you, Dia.
Don't worry about... Today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that since this definitely won't be... So, I'll let you hire me, my lady.
Okay, deal.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an...
I'm fine, really.
My lady, stop trying to look...
I'm sorry for worrying you two. If you don't mind, I'd like for you to join us.
Sure!
Ha! Well, if it isn't, word on the street is that you're a
Nah, you get used to it.
You got it, huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't...
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of... but please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
Yeah, we're already...
How about our coconut charcoal cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look, other customers over there are eating...
they look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass. Hey, come on! Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first arrived.
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon?
Huh?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends. My younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so... Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. At that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in...
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. Who are you? How do I explain this? Really? Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder. That you hate taking medicine every... Wow, you really do know everything. Dunyarzad is... What? Not really. Huh? But aren't you a child? Then, can you make... Oh. I'm sorry. Then, can...
After that, the voice said, okay. Although my body was suffering during those, beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city was a lush rainforest. And beyond that was the wall of Samiel. Once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. But I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Teyvat. Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare this...
What's the Sub-Zero?
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday. It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. I heard everyone was overjoyed, but because of the Academia's influence, people have gradually lost interest in the fest. The Academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated. Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as...
Aww, but that's all...
It is. It's absolutely sure the great...
Just remember that we're still out in pub.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still... But recently, I made a friend. I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful...
Hold on. My lady, does this...
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a...
Yes. I've agreed with Neil.
Sure. That's quite the trip, though.
No, that would be too much.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk...
But of course. Nilu will be thrilled to... Sorry I'm late, Milu.
Oh, Dunyarzad. It was taking you so long that I assumed... Uh-oh. But if Dia's here, that means you got caught, right?
You could say that.
Oh. And who are...
Oh, meet the Traveler and Paimon, my two newest friends. They're visitors.
So you're followers from another land? Oh, really? Well, that's okay. You're still invited to this... By the way, Dunyarzad, we've already started decorating the Grand Bazaar. It looks spectacular.
You're very welcome. It's...
probably? But don't sweat it. We've already finished
Wow! This place...
Not bad.
The stairs were nothing. A little while ago, we discovered that the tree above the stage had a huge chunk of bark ready to fall off. Mr. Zubair was worried sick. We reported it to the Academia many times.
Oh, probably because it was
The Academia looks down on performers like us. We can't let that happen, though. Not only would everyone involved in the theater go hungry, thank the Dendra Archon for Dunyarzad, but the more she gave us, we hired someone to patch up the tree, and we also gave the stage is going to be even prettier when it's festival time. I can't
wait to see you on the stage.
It's
Milu, what are you gonna be doing at the...
She'll be dancing the day...
Dunyarzad, have you told him the origin of this holiday?
I only told them about...
Okay. According to legend, the Sub-Zerus a long, long time ago, on one of Greater Lord Ruka, some of the gods got drunk. One started as she danced upon the ground. Those brilliant purple flowers became her dazzling stage. All the gods clamored. Of course they did. Although they aren't around anymore, they're preserved in our tradition of dance. Though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we still have to do our best to make sure that the birthday girl...
Milu, you of all people will definitely be able to convey our well wishes to the Dendra Archon. I also noticed that you went the extra mile and scattered Padisaras around the stage.
They symbolize the goddess of flowers, after all.
Yeah. The Greater Lord brought forth Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful...
Thinking about the goddess of flowers dance makes me wish I could have seen it. If my stage were anything like that, I'd be thrilled. So, Traveler and Paimon?
All of Lesser Lord Kusanali's followers will be there for...
Ooh, Paimon thinks that's a great idea! Of course Paimon wants to watch.
So how about we all attend the Sub-Zerus festival together?
Dunyarzad, let me show you which stage decorations we've picked out so far. Everyone at the Grand Bazaar loves...
In that case, we'll take a look around.
Huh. I don't know much about... Oh, and the perfume sold... I mean...
Whoa! Did you know that the...
As a child, my the Sub-Zero.
Things are really don't be fooled in it, and when it comes.
As on the stage, one must act with function.
Milu, you're up. Wow, did you sew all that yourself?
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company. I've noticed that you can't... Of course. The legends say that the goddess of flowers had beautiful horns on her head.
Hey! Is that who Paimon thinks it is? It looks like... Catherine! think of it, Paimon's only ever seen her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild. This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break. Hey, Catherine!
Huh? Oh, hey! It's the Traveler and...
Whoa! Break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual. Paimon was still waiting for her to say Ad Astra Abyssosque.
Sure. Standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild, but saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get pretty monotonous. But take you two, for example. You travel across Tevat to...
Well, we enjoy traveling across Tevat and all that, but we're mainly looking for clues about her brother.
Yes, and you should keep searching. Sometimes the answers we're looking for aren't necessarily at our intended destination.
Huh. Haven't we heard someone say something pretty similar recently?
No, not particularly. Oh.
Alright, we'll see you next time at the Adventurers Guild. Oh,
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people here. You've already...
There's...
Hey, Traveler.
Oh, hey!
I've got something to tell you.
Are you serious?
It might not necessarily pan out. My lady is...
Sounds like a... Let's head over to the Citadel of Red